Okay, so can you please tell me a little bit about exciting moments in your career?
I started my career actually in Los Angeles, and then where I was doing a lot more music videos and print advertising. And then after a while, I've always loved fashion, so I really wanted to move to New York and be immersed into fashion because this is where really my love and my passion is. So I moved to New York and worked in a lot of fashion shows, and I had the opportunity to work with some of my favorite photographer. One of them being the legendary Peter Lindbergh, which helped a lot in my career, where I ended up traveling the world with him and doing beautiful editorials and campaigns and I think that was the first time that I started doing covers of magazines. And then I did that, and then when I got pregnant with my first child, I moved back to Los Angeles, and this is where obviously my portfolio now has had a lot more fashion than I think most people in LA, just because of location purely. And that's when I started to work with celebrities. And I've been doing this since.
Okay, and how did you start your partnership with Dior?
My partnership with Dior came about 6 years ago, I think now. It's probably the 6 years. And I mean, obviously, I grew up in France, so I'm very familiar with a very iconic brand. It's always been, top of the list, really. There's only a few brands that are also fashion driven that also happen to have a line of cosmetics. So I think they were really familiar with my work, and when they approached me to do a partnership, it just made sense for me, and I could not refuse. How could I? It's Dior.
Yeah. So, what is your approach or your philosophy when it comes to makeup?
Um, I think for me, makeup is always a tool that you use to enhance someone's beauty. I'm not very big on trying to create a mask or covering people. I like to generally keep the skin very fresh and very youthful, because I think the more you put on, and you tend to make people look a little older. And I mean, let's face it, what woman wants to look older? That doesn't happen. So I always try to keep the skin fresh and glowy, and I like to focus on one thing. Either it's like an eye or it's a lip. I mean, and I always say, like, there's not real rules in makeup. You can do whatever you want, but I think my preference is always to focus on something. I like to enhance someone's feature rather than try to make them look like someone else. So I'm personally very excited about this collection. It comes with three main products. The first one being the mascara. So I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's the Dior Show Iconic Over Curl.
Yes.
And as its name indicates, it's an iconic mascara, and it has been loved for many years by many people. And it's the same mascara. So for people that love it, don't be scared. It's not changing, but it's just the new and improved version of it. So, I mean, I love the sleek packaging. They redesigned it with the couture logo on it. So that's one of the things that's new. The other thing that is new that's actually throughout the line, it's the first time that Dior has implemented their skincare into makeup. Mm-hmm. So this mascara has, it's based with cotton extract nectar. So what it does is it basically conditions your lashes. So it's the same formula, but improved. It's almost like having a conditioner inside your mascara. And what I like about this is, I mean, first of all, I'm a mascara girl. Anybody that knows me, I don't really wear makeup, but the one thing I will do every day is I have to wear mascara. I won't leave the house without it. And a lot of time, like, I'll put on like a light coat in the morning. And if I have to go somewhere to an event at night and I don't have to do makeup, I'll just add another coat or two or three just to like bring my eyes out. So what I love about this new formula, that it's actually really buildable. And obviously we have, what makes this mascara different from the other mascara in the line is the curve brushed. So you can see how, because this brush is curved, it's why it actually curls, it helps curl your lashes. Because I don't really use a curler personally. So this for me does it on its own. And I purposefully didn't put anything on this morning because I wanted to show you
Nice.
how amazing the difference is when you do, when you have it. So and now you can see how now all of a sudden I look awake. And then so that was for the mascara. And then as you mentioned it, we have those new 5 color palettes. So I'm really, really excited about this palette. It's also been redesigned.
Yeah.
Peter Phillips, who's the creative director of Dior, redesigned all those palettes. So it's a much sleeker palette. It's not as bulky, so it's flatter, but it's also wider. So you actually have a lot more, all those little squares inside are actually bigger, so you get a lot more colors in it. But what I love about it is those palettes actually have been in the collection since the late 80s, since like 1987.
Wow.
And Peter Phillips usually, since he's been the creative director at Dior, has been, adding on new lines like backstage line, like the lip tattoo, and like very iconic specific product. But this time he decided to actually go back into the collection and redesign and revamp and update really existing product. So
the iconic ones.
The iconic ones, exactly. So he actually redesigned all those, and there's 14 of them, and the colors are all so beautiful. Mm-hmm. And actually, as a little side note, what I thought was really cute is his inspiration for all the colors all came from an iconic outfit from the collection. So he went back to all the past Dior collection and picked one outfit that was really iconic and chose the colors based on that outfit, which I thought is
must be very special now.
Very special. But for me as a makeup artist, what makes those palettes special is the formula, because he renovated all those powder. And basically, this new formula is a lot creamier, and you said you've tried it. So, you can even feel it with your finger. Like the particles of the powder are so much finer. So it's a lot more pigmented. So you actually end up using a lot less. And it has it has less powder in it. So it creates almost like a cream, almost gel-like shadow. They're also infused with mineral oil and aloe vera, which has also like a soothing effect. And that's what I was talking about, adding skincare into the makeup. You see how they all melt on, the colors just all melt onto each other. And I think this is great for people that may be a little bit more intimidated, with eyeshadows. They don't really know how to work it, and you can just in an instant create a beautiful smoky eye. You can even, because of the texture, you can even blend it with your fingers. But I have to tell you, my favorite one out of this whole collection is the denim one. And I don't know if you had a chance to look at it, but it's those beautiful, beautiful blue colors.
Yeah.
So I always start with like the lighter color, the light shadow, and I put this one all over my lid, right? And you can see by adding this really light color, how all of a sudden it brings the eyes out. Because, I personally don't have a lot of eyelid, but by putting it on, you see how it just makes it like all of a sudden I have an eyelid, because it brings this part of my eyes out. So for this look, I think it's very important to keep the top of the eye on the brighter side. And then I like to take a little sharp brush like this one, you see, and sometimes I even wet it, so I'll put a little bit of water in it, and I'm going to use this blue but more like as an eyeliner. So I'm going to take the brightest blue over here, and I like to do what we call like a reverse smoky eye, where you concentrate most of the color on the bottom of your eye instead of on the top. And I think this makes it very wearable and very fun for people to wear. And as you can see, this is a very, very bright blue that most people get scared of. And I just go ahead and I put it all along the lash line. And what I like about this look too, it's a very quick, easy way to just brighten your eyes and wear color. And it's super easy. You don't need to be a makeup artist to know, what to do. It's super
They don't
easy.
really have to. I guess also women, they don't have to overdo it. They can just like do an eyeliner with the
That's what I was
eyebrows.
gonna say. A lot of people just do like an eyeliner, but like if
Yeah.
you want to make more of a statement and have more of like an eye, I just love to concentrate on the bottom lash line, and then I extended it a little bit, right? And then as you can see now, the bottom of the eye is a little heavier than the top. So that's when it comes handy to have a mascara that you can build on. Because that's where I would actually exaggerate the top lash line.
Are you using the black mascara or
I
the?
am. Yes, I am. I love the black mascara, especially because on this look, the bottom of the eye is a lot stronger. So you really want to bring out the top just to have a balance.
Contrast.
Yes. So I will add a little bit more mascara, and then I'll add a little bit of mascara on the bottom as well, just to make it a little bit more dramatic. And then, which takes me to actually the third product of the new line, as you mentioned earlier, are the pencils.
Yeah.
So I have to tell you, I'm really excited about those pencils because, first of all, the packaging is brilliant. It's so
Yeah.
small. And then you can see, from all of those, you can see the colors before even having to open it or having to read the whole thing because the
Exactly. Yeah.
has the color in there. So it makes it very easy, especially as a makeup artist. So it has 100 of pencil. It's very
I
easy to
know.
pick
Yeah.
one of it. Okay, that's the one I want. And it comes with like a little smudger at the end if you want to smudge your eyes. And also if you pull it, you have also a little sharpener. So if you want to use this as an eyeliner, you can.
It has everything in one
Has everything.
packaging.
But what I love about this, it's like a 24-hour wear. And it makes it very easy for me as a makeup artist because I feel like when you want to do a liner or someone is doing a red carpet event, usually the pencil that lasts the longest tend to be a little too dry and it's not as easy to apply.
And one last question. Do you find it different when it comes to makeup preferences and color palette preferences from one country to another? I mean, women they love to choose different colors according to their, ethnicity, their color. So do you find that different or does it vary that much from one country to another?
I think that was maybe more true a few years back. I think also probably with, like now social medias and like other ways that people have to access information. I think this line is very, very blurry. I think you could say like, I think when I think about a typical French woman, they don't wear a lot of makeup, but they'll slap on a lipstick. And it's like the rest of the face is very clean. I think, obviously I'm generalizing. There's French women that love to wear full-on face of makeup. But when I think about the idea of like the French woman, it's usually, there's always like a natural side of it, but then they'll do their nails and then they'll pop a red lip on. And that's how they feel chic. Obviously in countries more like the Middle East, it's always been about the eyes. Where the women like to put the curl inside of the eye and like have a really strong look. But I think it's, and I mean, I think as a general rule too, I think American women spend more time with their makeup. They'll do the face, they'll do the contouring, they'll have the blush, they have, they'll tend to have more of a full face of makeup. But I feel like more and more now, especially nowadays, I feel like those lines are very blurred. I feel like there's been also, because of social media and the access that young girls have now, they like to explore and experiment and watch YouTube videos on how to do their makeup and do contouring and highlighting. And so I think it's become like a universal platform, I think, where I think women from all over the world try every kind of things. Does that make sense?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I guess this is it for our Zoom call for tonight. I really enjoyed talking to you. And again, I really hope to see you in person. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much for coming on with us. It was a lot of fun.
Same here. Well, take care.
Bye, Sarah.
Bye-bye.